An amount of 187.7 million rands has been recovered for complainants of long-term insurance. This highlight is ahead of the release of the Ombudsman Ron McLaren's 2016 annual report. McLaren reveals that out of the 9,871 complaints received in 2016, 5,284 became chargeable. Since this recovery, a further 487,335 rands has been awarded in compensation for poor service by insurers. The Ombudsman indicates that the office incurred expenses of 21.45 million rands for the year, with each standard case costing insurers about 3,650 rands. Now, out of these complaints, almost 50% of finalized cases were for claims which were denied, and 83% were for claims in the life insurance and disability insurance categories. Well, joining me here in studio to unpack the Ombudsman's findings further is Jennifer Price, the Deputy Ombudsman for Long-Term Insurance. A very good morning to you. Thank you so much for joining us.
Good morning.
Now, first of all, can you just begin to tell us how significant the recovery of 187.7 million rands that was made in 2016 actually is?
Well, it is fairly significant for the people who obviously received those amounts, but those were just the lump sums that we recovered. We also, what we don't record is the income disability benefits, the annuity payments, and the benefits which can't be expressed in money, such as reinstatement of a policy.
Now, for the benefit of our viewers, if you could just please elaborate on long-term insurance.
That's life insurance. So it includes life policies, disability policies, health policies, funeral insurance as well, and some investment policies as well.
All right. Now, your report shows that almost 50% of the finalized cases were for claims which were denied. So how do insurance companies actually get away with denying insurance claims? And what redress do the consumers have against these companies?
Well, the claims can be denied for various reasons. The most common on funeral policies is because somebody dies within the waiting period, or on a life policy because there's a pre-existing exclusion clause. So the insurer might rely on something like that. Or it might be that the insurer hasn't yet got all the information by the time the complaint comes to our office. And what complainants should do, or claimants should do, if the claim is not paid, is in the first place to contact the insurer to try and resolve the matter. But if that doesn't work, they can come to our office. We offer a free service, and while the case is with us, prescription doesn't run. So there's really no downside for a complainant to come to our office.
Now, the report also highlights that cases of pacemaker scams are unusually high this year. Can you please elaborate on that? Okay,
this was a rather odd situation where some people have pacemakers inserted in them even though they don't need them. And then they claim under health policies. So this scam became known during the year because what you have to do if you really need a pacemaker is you have to replace the batteries at certain times. And somehow these people didn't need that because they didn't actually need the pacemakers. But the insurers were alerted to this and didn't pay out some of the claims, even though in the past they had paid out on some scams.
But I mean, how do medical doctors actually insert a pacemaker in someone that doesn't actually require one? Isn't there perhaps a syndicate also, like from the medical side as well?
It was a whole syndicate. First of all, there was a pharmacist that would give the patients, or they weren't actually patients, they were fairly healthy people, a tablet that would make a doctor then think that it's necessary to put a pacemaker in. And that doctor was also part of the scam. So it was a syndicate, you're right.
Well, can the Ombudsman actually take punitive action against insurers that are found indulging in wrong practices?
Well, these particular scams, it was the complainants that came to us because the insurers wouldn't pay their claims. And obviously we couldn't assist people who are involved in fraudulent scams.
Well, thank you so much for coming here and shedding some insight and giving us some more details regarding this. That was Ms. Price, actually, from Deputy Ombudsman for Long-Term Insurance, joining us here, just talking to us and taking us through the claims that have been paid out in the last year.